Organizing information for Disney World trips is overwhelming because there's just so much of it. So today I wanted to give you an idea for how to do it digitally using an app called Evernote. Here is how. When I first started planning Disney World trips about 13 years ago or so, I wanted everything organized in a binder because it was overwhelming. This was actually my very first binder. It was overwhelming and I needed a place to put it so that it wasn't in my brain and I was trying to memorize it. So I have everything in here for every day of our trip, touring plans, dining reservations, information about a resort, etc. And most recently I created this cute binder. This company doesn't do these binders anymore, but I designed it from every detail, every pouch, everything was designed on it, and I love it. But I don't truthfully use physical binders anymore. So today I wanted to talk to you about how to use the app Evernote to create a digital binder, which you might want to use in addition to a physical binder because a lot of people still like to have things printed out, or you might want to use it instead since everything is pretty digital nowadays. So Evernote, if you've never heard of it, it's an app in a website where you can collect information from all over. So if you're familiar with Pinterest, it allows you to collect things in different categories, but Evernote is stuff that you can create. It's a little bit different than Pinterest. It's private, you're not sharing it with everyone else, and you can actually create notes in different categories. So I wanted to talk to you today about creating a digital notebook and using Evernote. So what you want to do is open the app, and what they call notebooks is what we think of as tabs, or that's how we're going to do this particular lesson. And so what you do is you go to notebooks and you click the plus sign and you just start creating what you think of as tabs. You may do day 1, day 2, day 3. You might want to do it in different categories. I'm going to go ahead and do it in different categories for this example. And so I created a tab called resorts. I'm going to do one called dining, and then I'm going to do one for every park. So that way I can organize information there, and if I need to know a touring plan for Epcot or something like that, or get a map, I know where to go. Okay, so now I've created a few tabs as an example, and I want to organize them in a binder. And what they call a binder here is they call it a stack instead of a binder. So what we need to do is to go into one of those tabs or those notebooks and do notebook settings and create a stack. So I'm going to say Albert Family Walt Disney World Trip 2018. And then I'm going to go ahead and add all of the notebooks that I created to that particular stack so that they're all organized together. So you'll just go into the settings for each and do that real quick. And then once that's done, you will need to add information to each one as you find it. So you may come across something that you think is helpful, like touring plans that you like that you might want to take a screenshot of. You might want to make a note and add it to each category. So for instance, here is a Magic Kingdom map. It's a PDF and I'm on an iPhone. So I'm going to click the arrow at the bottom. I'm going to say copy to Evernote on here because if I just do Evernote, it'll probably just put a link out to it. But what I want to do is copy to Evernote, and that will put it into the right tab. So I'm going to say I want it in my Magic Kingdom tab. I want to give it a good title because that'll make it easier to search later if there's some text that can be searched, and that will make it easy. So now when I go into my Magic Kingdom tab, it has the PDF there. Another thing that you might want to do is you can actually set up alerts. So let's say I have a dining note here, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to call this like my ADRs, my advanced dining reservations. And I'm just going to list them out here, you know, as like one place to have all the dining reservations listed. So let's say we're going in July. And so I'm going to just start listing out what my dining reservations are here, and then July 2nd, etc. There's some basic formatting stuff here that you can use too if you would like. So I can make bullets, you know, I like doing things like that, makes it a little cuter. But you can also set up reminders. So obviously with dining, you need to know ahead of time when to make those reservations. So if I calculate my alerts, you know, my 180 days out, and I want to be alerted, then I might just go ahead and set that for the day before to remind me that I need to wake up early the next day to get, I'm going to say, make ADRs tomorrow, right? And then that alert automatically goes into my dining tab, and it'll alert me on my phone to let me know. And you can do this stuff online. You can you could add pictures from your camera. You can do audio. There's just so many different things, and I find it super handy. And then one last thing I want to mention is that during your trip, you can choose to share it. So you see here it says share notebook. And so I could text somebody, like if you're traveling with a spouse or older children or friends, then you could go ahead and share it, and then they'll have access to whatever is in your notebook, and it's all stored in one place. So I hope that's helpful. I know it's difficult to figure out how to organize it all, but hopefully this gives you one idea. For more information, including lots of downloads that we have in a post on the site, click the link in the description. Thanks for joining.